I know a lot of times on my vlogs and on my show, I joke around a lot, and that's just my sense of humor. But I do have a serious topic that I wanted to discuss today. Um, and it's a situation and a topic, a subject matter that I think I never knew how widespread this situation was until I started talking amongst you people. You people meaning people like friends and fans of Sue's Quick and Easy and stuff, and I realized that anxiety and depression is like, I've known a lot of people who have personally been affected, and that I'm hearing branching out that a lot of people who watch my show have been affected in some way to various different degrees with anxiety, depression, or both. And it's a really serious topic, and I wanted to kind of break away from my usual joking self and do a very serious vlog today, because ever since I have had my show, I thought that I should do this vlog, but I never did. And you people on YouTube will know what I mean. Like, you'll have a show idea that you think would be really, really great, and then for whatever reason you put it off and put it off and you never do it. Well, this one, its time has come, because like I said, I've talked amongst you people and have heard like anxiety and depression is pretty much out there for a lot of people. So I just wanted to share my experience and hopefully be able to help at least one person, or something. So this might run a little bit long, and if it does, I'm sorry, but as I said, the subject matter kind of warrants it this time. It's about anxiety, and I was actually agoraphobic, which I could not leave my house for a year at all one time. And I wanted to kind of share a little bit about how it started and then how I got over it. When I was younger, I was probably like 20, maybe 22, 23 years old, something like that was when it happened. And I was fighting with my brother, and it was kind of like pretty severe, and I was really stressed out about it because we had always been really close and stuff. And so I was really stressed out about us fighting.
The time is 2:15.
It's 2:15. But yeah, I was really stressed out about the fight that my brother and I had gotten into and stuff, and it was like I could feel it in my body. I could feel the stress in my body, and I had a friend over that night, and I had to take her home. And so but I wasn't feeling right. I knew I was not feeling right, so I just wanted to get her home and then get back home myself. And so I was driving her home, and then on the way back, I just started blacking out. I couldn't see anything. I saw stars, is all I saw. And my heart was racing and pounding, and I thought I was having a heart attack. So I stopped my car. I went and knocked on this stranger's door, and it was a lady. She was home alone. Her husband was out of town, and I was like, I'm sorry. She was afraid. She says, just wait on the porch. I'll call the ambulance. Because I told her, I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. She thought like it was some kind of scam. I was trying to come over there late at night and rob her or something while her husband was out of town. But it was nothing like that. I was having a panic attack, I find out later. But at this point, I'm thinking it's a heart attack. So the ambulance comes, and they get me into the back of the ambulance. There's two people. There's a driver, and then there's a person in the back attending to me. They put me on the heart monitor. My heart was going like 200 beats a minute. And we get on the freeway, and then the person back with me yells to the driver, slow down, I don't think her heart can take it. So then that sets off even more panic with me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. My heart's not going to make it. So the driver of the ambulance starts going like 30 miles an hour on the freeway, because he didn't think my heart was going to take it. And I get to the emergency room. So what turned out to be a panic attack was made even worse by the fact that the ambulance driver or the ambulance attendant should not have said what he said to me, that he didn't think my heart was going to take it, because that fed this fear in my body like you would not believe, that I was going to die. So even after I was at the ER and everything and found out the diagnosis was, no, you're not going to die, it was a panic attack, I still had it in my brain what the ambulance guy said, that he didn't think my heart was going to take it if the driver sped on the freeway. So here I thought in my mind, like, panic attacks and anxiety attacks can kill you. It's really serious. It can really kill you, because if the ambulance driver is going to say he doesn't think my heart's going to survive the trip to the hospital, that means if I go out and have a panic attack, I could die. And that's what my brain was telling me. So for a year, I didn't leave the house. So I didn't want to risk no panic attacks and dying. And then I started having panic attacks inside my house. Because, like, at first, you know, you're fine a little bit as long as you don't go nowhere. Then, after a while, your brain is just going on overload. So then I start telling myself things around the house that's going to make me panic. Like, I'd sit here going, oh, my heart's racing. Oh, shoot, my heart's racing. I think I might die. I actually called to go to the hospital several times because of this, because I was so afraid I was going to die. And so for a year, I did not leave my house. I had a friend that I was living with at the time, and her name was Marcy, and she did everything for me outside of the house. She shopped for our house. If I needed her to go to the bank for me, she did it. Nobody knew besides her. Like, she took care of all the outside stuff, and I took care of all the inside stuff. My family didn't even know that I was agoraphobic for a year. They just thought I was antisocial. They were kind of getting pissed off at me, like, she's never going to any functions. What's wrong with her? You know, that kind of thing. But nobody knew. And I can go places now, but this is how I came out of it. Finally, one day after being in the house for a year, I just said, I cannot live my life like this for the rest of my life. I got to go out there. I got to do some things. You know, I got stuff to do. And I knew that the only way, like, past it was through it, because oftentimes if you're scared of something, you just got to do it, so you're not scared of it anymore. So I had to force myself, like, literally force myself. I would get in my car, and then I would drive down the street just a little bit, down to the corner, and then I'd hurry up, get back home, run into the house, having a panic attack. But that was okay, because I would do it a little bit at a time. So then the next day, I would go out and go around the block. And then when I got back home, I'd be like, having a panic attack. But I made it. And the point was, each step, I made it. Because a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So little by little, I started taking more and more steps out into the big world. I remember the first time I was able to walk into a store again. I was so happy I cried, and I went to my car and I called Marcy at work, and I was like, Marcy, you won't believe it. I was able to go into a store. I was crying. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself, because I know some people don't make it out once they turn agoraphobic. Some people don't ever recover, and I did, just through sheer strength and determination. And I want to be like, if I could help just even one person to say that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that there is hope for your anxiety. Because when I first started going out again, like, I would have to just go like the front of the store, and then I'd get to the cashier and have a panic attack. But now I can go through the whole store, even the back of the store, and I can do it without panic now. I can do it without having panic attacks when I go out now. And it doesn't happen overnight, and you do have to work for it. You have to work darn hard for it, but anything worth having is worth fighting for, and it is worth working hard for. And don't give up, because I am walking testimony that there is hope at the end of that tunnel. No matter how dark it is right now, you can get past it. Just want it bad enough. You have to want it bad enough and work, even if it's just a little bit each day. Even if, like, you can't leave your house and you just step out onto your porch. Just do a little tiny bit of something every single day, because it's like so worth it. Like going out there and being able to live life and drive my car. Well, I can't right now with a broken leg, but in the past, after I got over my, you know, I was able to drive my car and go to stores and live a normal life. And that's the key, and that's the goal, and keep pushing and keep fighting for it, because it's so worth it. And yes, you can do it. Okay, so that was a very long vlog. Thank you for joining me and putting up with me, and I'm all crooked and I don't even know which way is straight. I keep on wanting to like tilt to the wrong side, and it's more like this side so I can look straight. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I'm rambling. Take care. Love you. Bye.